eras. We have talked about them. We said right now. Okay, I hope others will join in some. Okay. No, see, please understand. Yesterday also I said sati is something. And again, yesterday I showed you the picture also of sati. Please understand that. Let me go back to that picture. See here. You know how the husband is dying and then the woman is jumping into the funeral pyre. That's, something that was being practiced in those days, prevalent amongst almost all the communities. And if I say it like this, in all the country also, that is all the three presidencies of Bombay, Madras, Calcutta, in all the three places it was being practiced. Tonsure, it's a simple English word, Chahat. Please understand this much. You should Google if you don't understand. Cleaning of the head hair. That is the shaving of the head hair for the girls, it would be there. That's the thing. No, see, for sati, again, we have studied that the Portuguese, that is Albuquerque, had abolished sati in those days. Even before the Portuguese, even Indian rulers like Akbar, Jahangir, then the Peshwas, Ahilyabai, all these had tried that sati should be, discouraged. So many people had tried to do it. But now we will see this would be happening. Am I clear? See, for all of these, some laws here and there were made. For example, those who are asking about female infanticide. Yesterday, I told you, that the girl child or the female infant, they would be killed by starvation or poisoning. And in those days, a regulation was made as early as 1802 to stop this. So that was the thing. Please, again, guys, Portuguese abolished sati only in Goa, not the other areas. Superstition, again, guys, it's Andhvishwas, Krishna. Simple Hindi word. Getting my point? Simple. Now, see, I'm again not saying that there are only women issue. Please understand, if all of you, if I take an extra slide, let me tell you, I'm not saying that these problems are there only for the women. For example, today only we will see there were many issues faced by depressed classes, and the biggest of them were untouchability. All of you heard about this? Depressed classes, they faced the biggest issue in the form of untouchability. A lot of time, these people did not also have education. There was a lack of education because, again, the education was given to the, I would say, the upper castes only. Like Brahmins used to get the education, so there was a lack of education for them. Of course, most of the times these untouchable people, they were also poor. So poverty and any other matter which is related to the poverty, they were suffering from that also. Apart from that, you all can understand their position in the society is at the bottom. And the problem is that there is lack of social mobility. That is, under no circumstance they can move up in the ladder when it comes to the society. Last but not the least, guys, think about all the problems. Let's say if there is a disaster, let's say natural disaster, if there is, let's say, outbreak of any disease, who will be the biggest sufferer? The biggest sufferer would be the depressed classes. Everyone, am I clear? Am I clear? See, unfortunately, It is a fact that Article 17 of our Constitution has abolished untouchability, yet you will see, and I can see some of the students mentioning that they face untouchability even today. Unfortunately, guys, this thing exists even today. This is happening. Unfortunately, that's the worst part. And this you will study in social issues. I don't have to, get into that right now. Everyone clear till here? All of you? Because see, this is an endless discussion which you will do in social issues. I can keep on talking about these issues and we will keep on discussing about this. Let's enter the chapter now. Basically, guys, in this chapter, you are going to study about a lot of people, lots of movements. That's why all these movements that we are going to study in this chapter, we will be dividing them under two categories. Either call them revivalist or call them reformist. Either you call them revivalist or you are calling them reformist. Now, what is the difference in this? See here. Reformist. See, please understand. Reformist comes from the word reform. So, those movements which respond according to the scientific temper of the modern era, those which respond to time, that is, new time has come, they involve reasoning, they want to change according to the time. Example being Brahmo Samaj, Aligarh movement. All these, they will be called reformist. On the other hand, revivalists are revival. Revival means that the old system should be revived. Something that was happening in the earlier era should be again incorporated, should be again started. That's your revivalist. So here you can see the example of, for example, Arya Samaj, Deoband movement. Everyone, are you understanding reformist and revivalist? All of you. You don't have to know every movement, whether it is revivalist, whether it is reformist. Nobody is going to ask you every time. But you should have an idea. Again, I'll repeat this. If any movement talks about older things to be revived, started, for example, there is a movement called Wahhabi movement amongst Muslims. There is a movement called Wahhabi. They will talk about the fact that let's go back to the era of Prophet Muhammad. They will say that Islam was pure in that particular time. Similarly, if we talk about Arya Samaj, their slogan was go back to the Vedas. On the other hand, reformists, they are, talking about change according to the times. Modern time, modern changes. They talk about scientific temper. Now, sorry. See, the similarity is, please understand, guys, the similarity is they both appeal to the lost purity of the religion they sought to reform. They both are saying that our religion has become corrupted. So they both are saying, let's go for purification of the religion. That's why we are studying them in socio-religious reform movement. So where is the difference? Difference is in magnitude or degree. That is, to what extent you rely on tradition or to what extent you rely on reasoning and conscience. This is the thing. This is the big difference. Tradition, revivalists would rely on. Reasoning and conscience, reformists would be relying on. Everyone, very simple. Last 5-10 minutes. Reformist, revivalist. And these two terms I will show you many times in the coming slides. Now, very simple. Let's start with first person here. Everyone who is in the class, I'm starting with Raja Ram Mohan Roy. All of you, who gave him the title of Raja? Everyone, who gave him the title of Raja? Of course, he's a reformist. Akbar too gave him the title of Raja, the second last Mughal king. Okay? Now, all of you see here. I would be on the next two slides for the next 20 minutes at least. I will give you some facts about him and I will teach you here. Focus on this one slide. He is the most important person in this chapter. Already a mains question came on him last year. I brought the book today. Everyone, Bipin Chandra has given page number 128 to 133. So guys, if you ask me page number 128, 129, 130, 131, 132, 133. All of you, personally, if you ask me, I think this much space in the entire Bipin Chandra is only given to Mahatma Gandhi. After Mr. Gandhi, the maximum amount of space is given to Mr. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Everyone, are you understanding how important is this? Okay. Now, guys, today's homework will be, after I complete this chapter with you today, please read this 6th page. If there is one or two small additional points, add it to your notes. Nothing else you will find. So let me start with this chapter. For information, I'm giving his date of birth, his place of birth. Now all of you think, very simple. We are going to study almost 20 plus social reformers. Will you be able to remember everybody's birth date, everybody's birthplace? Will you be able to remember that? Thank you, everyone. Everybody is saying no. So make it a rule. We shall generally avoid this. Everyone, getting my point? Simply remember that he came from Bengal. That much you should know. That Raja Ram Mohan Roy is coming from Bengal. Am I clear? Initially worked as a private banker, then worked for East India Company. So he was working for East India Company for a period of almost 9 years. So he saw very closely, the lopsided functioning of colonial government. He had seen how this government was functioning. Just for information's sake, guys, you all already have studied 1830 went to England and 1833 died in England. These are some of the information about Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Personal information. Yes, For those who are asking and those who are telling me, guys, he knew almost a dozen language. He knew many languages. I can name a few like Sanskrit, Bengali, Arabic, English, Hebrew, so many languages. Guys, in fact, your Bipin Chandra has given the list of all the languages that he knew. If you will open the book, it's written Sanskrit, Persian, Arabic, English, French, Latin, Greek, Hebrew. So many languages he went, or he knew. Getting my point? So again, I'm saying more than a dozen languages were known by him. So I've written Latin also, and I've added French also. Now, all of you, can you see he's very, very talented man? Yes, Shushti. Can you see he's a very, very talented man? So, how talented he is, let me give you two quotations for him. Some people call him that he was the father of Indian Renaissance. That is, he knew, or he was the father of this modern awakening that is going on in Indian society. Other than that, guys, some call him first modern man of modern India. All of you, first modern man of modern India. Some other people have called him that he was the brightest star of the Indian sky. Everyone, can you see these three lines that I have written can be your opening remark in any question on Raja Ram Mohan Roy? How do you decide your introduction? By writing such lines. Tell about him. A very forceful, impactful opening would be by including these remarks on Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Everyone, am I clear? All of you? Okay. No, I told you, he is reformist. Guys, see, I told you he is reformist. That means he believes in logical reasoning. He believes in rationality, or rather, I can use the word rational thinking. So that's your reformist. According to the scientific temper of the time, modern sciences he believed. I'll just now show you all that. Everyone, till here, everyone is clear? All of you? Okay. I will take one extra slide now. See, to tell about his reforms. Guys, I'm not... See, everyone, again my request. This is a very heavy chapter. Focus on what I am writing. Use that as your notes. When you are reading the book, any extra point that you find, add it over there. Done. Don't deviate beyond that. Am I clear, everyone? Everyone. That's why I will, make notes in 3-4 slides for him. So let's see his work. What all he did. So number one, hopefully many of you would have heard, he established a body called Atmiya Sabha. Now, logically, you can understand it was established in Calcutta, and though it is not needed, it was established in 1814. See, please understand, Raj, Atmiya Sabha, the meaning is friendly association. The literal meaning of this body is friendly association. Now, clearly, this was a first attempt to establish an organizational base in those days. This is the first time he's trying to create an organization. No, later he creates Brahmo Sabha also, but later, not right now. Getting my point? Right now he has not created that. He has created it much, much later. So give me some time, I'll come to Brahmo Sabha. The first body, please again understand, is Atmiya Sabha. Please understand, this is a private, informal society or body, and this operated from his house. So its headquarter or its office, whatever you call, is his house. Now, what did they do? Okay, Prasad is asking, what did Atmiya Sabha do? So, guys, it was like, let's say, for a second, imagine that Raja Ram Mohan Roy has invited Praveen, Kishan, Dikshit, Vaibhav, Krishna. All these people have been invited at his home. So, all the members, they would recite, let's say, Hindu scriptures, they will sing hymns, they would have discussions on religious matters. And for those who are asking who are these members, many of you might have heard the name of Devendranath Tagore. Father of Rabindranath Tagore was one very, very important person. And apart from him, a lot of Bengali intellectuals of those days, they used to come here. This Sabha ended by 1819. Society stopped meeting around 1819. So this is, the initial work of your Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Now, guys, understand, he also did a lot of, I would say, recommendations, or I would say work with regards to religious matters. For example, he opposed idol worship. He opposed idol worship in those days. Just give me a second. All of you, he is opposing idol worship, and not only this, he supported monotheism. All of you, idol, you all understand? Murti pujan. So in Hindus, for example, we do the worship of the idols. He opposed it. He said, no, that's not needed. Similarly, he was a supporter of monotheism. Mono means one. Theism means believe in God. So basically, his belief was in one God. And I'll show you, he wrote books also. So this term, monotheism, is also known as Nirgun Upasana. Nirgun Upasana means formless worship. So there is no need to have any form of God. Just believe in one God. That's his ideology. Now, contributed immensely in the field of education. Everyone see here. Let me make something for you. See. 1817, then 1822, 1825, 1830. 1817, set up Hindu college in Calcutta with the help of David Eyre. Similarly, 1822, established Anglo-Hindu school. 1825, established Vedanta College, again Calcutta, and here he introduced mechanics and Voltaire's philosophy. Last but not the least, 1830, helped a man named Alexander Duff to establish Scottish Church College in those days. Now, all of you, just now what I wrote now, if tomorrow there is a question that what were the contributions of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, one paragraph will be under the field of education. And under that, you can write these 4 points. Voltaire is a very, very important philosopher about whom you would study in ethics. Krishna, it's not Voltaire, it's Voltaire. About him, you will study in ethics. Similarly, guys, he also contributed heavily in literary areas. Big contribution. So, for example, wrote a book called Gift to Monotheists in 1809. All of you, see here. Please see here. Monotheism. He believes in one religion. So he wrote a book for those people who believe in one religion. That's known as Gift to Monotheists. Similarly, Tufat ul Muwahhideen was also brought by him. When I'm teaching you press chapter, there I will show you. He brought newspapers like Sambad Kaumudi, Mirat ul Akbar. So many, newspapers, books. In fact, your Bipin Chandra has written one more. I can directly write from here. Just give me a second. Precepts to Jesus. See here. That's written in page number 130. So there were many people who have, written these all. Am I clear? Everyone? No, Shyam, no one. Leave that. Swami Dayanand Saraswati comes way later. Everyone, can you see this? Each one of you. He brought magazines also, newspapers, books. All these are his literary contributions. See, that is also one of the book which was written by him, Tufatul Muwahhideen. Okay, guys, again, let me take another slide. Should I take another slide or not? Because this will become very, I would say, yes, these are newspapers. This will become very heavy otherwise. Can I write something? Okay, one more slide I can write here. All of you, his contribution for women upliftment. Everyone, because of his efforts, Sati was banned. Every one of you. He saw his own sister-in-law, Bhabhi, committing Sati. And he felt that Sati, under no circumstance, no logic, supports Sati. In fact, guys, Sati is also not there in any of our holy textbooks. So he said it is against all the reasoning. So he opposed Sati, and with the help of William Bentinck, got Sati abolished. Number 2, he wanted the condition of widow to improve. He worked against polygamy. And guys, he also in those days said that women should get property inheritance. That is, in the wealth of the father, the women should also get inheritance. All of you, think about this. How advanced this man would be. All of you, can you see? This man is talking something women inheritance almost 200 years ago. Something even today many men cannot think. He was thinking in those lines almost 200 years ago. Everyone, can you appreciate this man's genius? Apart from that, see, he was also a political activist. Now, all of you, did we not study? All of you, did we study permanent settlement or zamindari system? Did we study permanent settlement? Now, guys, which area was zamindari system active? In which area zamindari system was there? Bengal. Raja Ram Mohan Roy comes from the same area. So in Bengal, he condemns, he criticizes in those days the oppressive practices of zamindars. He said this is wrong. The way Bengali zamindars are treating their peasants, he condemned that. He called for fixation of maximum rents. He said that the rents should be fixed. Maximum. How much will you take? It cannot be arbitrary. The zamindars, whenever they want, they increase the rent, they throw out the peasants. He condemned that. Guys, he believed in and he called that there should be reduction of export duties on Indian goods. We told you now, we studied again that our goods, when they go outside the country, 200% tax, 400% tax. He said, this is wrong. This should be stopped. Not only this, guys, he asked for abolition of companies' trading rights because he could see Indian people, Indian businessmen, they were being ruined because of the companies' oppressive practices. Not only this, guys, fifth point, he called for judicial equality. Same law for everyone. He is calling that this should also happen. Everyone, can you see he is a person who is actively talking about, welfare of the Indian people? All of you, am I clear? Everyone. I don't have any space left over there. So 3 things I will do now. Last 3 things. Everyone, you can see 40 minutes of the class has gone and we are still on Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and maybe we will be on him for some more time. Very, very important man. Very important, and that's why I'm saying that we have done sufficient amount of work on Raja Ram Mohan Roy in the class. Your Bipin Chandra says he is an internationalist also. That means he was inspired, he was influenced by French Revolution, greatly inspired by French Revolution. The ideas of liberty, equality, fraternity that comes from French Revolution has inspired him a lot. He called for brotherhood among nations. Guys, what we call as Vasudev Kutumbakam. The whole world is one big family. Something like that. He's calling for brotherhood amongst the nations. That is the thing. Srimant, you will have to do this. This chapter will have the facts. Go and look into the book. Book has mentioned all these. You cannot ignore them. In UPSC, in prelims, questions have come on Raja Ram Mohan Roy like this. So guys, that's why I'm telling you, I am making notes and everything for you. You will have to mug up these things at least. Your Bipin Chandra mentions, all of you focus on this line, that he supported revolution of Naples and, South I wrote. and Spanish America. So all of you, can you see this? At a point of time when our people had no knowledge what was going on in the western part of the world, this man is supporting all the revolutions that are happening in the other areas of the world. Similarly, condemned the operation of Ireland by absentee English zamindars. All of you, did we study about absentee landlordism in permanent settlement? Similar thing. The land is in Ireland, zamindar lives in London, and they are oppressing the people of Ireland. So he condemned that also. He criticized that this is wrong. And last thing, and I will ask you a question here. Look here. He threatened immigration from the empire if the reform bill is not passed. All of you, he's saying that I will leave the British Empire if you don't bring a bill to make these changes. Now, my question to you is two. Everyone tell me, if he will leave, where will he go? If he leaves, where will he go? If he is leaving the British Empire, where would he go? All of you, near Bengal, you have Chandarnagar, which is a French colony. There only you have Sirampur, which is a Danish colony. He can go over there. All of you, can you see this? Number two, guys, my second question is, okay, Mr. Roy, if you want to leave, go away. How does that create any problem? All of you think, if he is leaving, how does that create any problem? Guys, the big problem is, he is the most intellectual man, Indian man of that era. If he leaves, it is like an insult for the country. People would hate that the most intellectual man has gone out right now. Am I clear, everyone? All of you, am I clear? Thank you. Cheers, he is in Bengal, and Bengal is the headquarters in those days. Now, for everyone, those who were asking, Brahmo Samaj, and I hope you all can understand now, the purpose of this is to purify Hinduism. Everyone, can you see this? The whole purpose, see, he's not forming a new religion. He's not going outside Hinduism. He is only saying that, see, we need to make purification in this. And this society was based on no Kaushalini, reasoning and Vedas and Upanishads. Guys, Vedas and Upanishads, he believed in the Vedanta philosophy. He believed in the philosophy of Vedanta. I'll teach you. Anyways, you will study this in another place also. So don't worry about that. Everyone, till here, am I clear? Okay. Now for 2 minutes, see this thing. Guys, the last part of Brahmo Samaj we are coming, and please focus on something here. Everyone, what what I wrote. Can you see this? Raja Ram Mohan Roy died in 1833. And after his death, it is Devendranath Tagore who is leading this body. Devendranath Tagore, father of Rabindranath Tagore. Now, Devendranath Tagore already in 1839 had formed a body called Tattvabodhini Sabha and had a magazine called Tattvabodhini Patrika. Now, for those, this magazine was in Bengali, and this was for systematic study of India's past. They were to do the study of our past, and this whole thing would be done in Bengali language. Now, guys, just give me another pen. At this moment, Brahmo Sabha repudiated. Please look at this word, repudiated. It means rejected. What did they reject? They rejected the doctrine that Vedas are infallible. Everyone, they made it very, very clear that those who say that everything written in Vedas comes directly from the God, everything written in Veda is absolutely correct, they said no, that is not the case. We reject it. Please remember this point. After some time again we will come to this. They even denied the need of a priestly class to interpret religious writings. Sangram Brahmo Samaj. See, they support Vedas, but they are not saying that everything written in Veda has to be correct. That cannot be. Now, guys, please understand, they denied the need of a priestly class. They said that you don't have to rely on priests to understand any religious writing. That is not the case here. Am I clear, Dr. Totapa? I hope this is clear. Last slide, and we are done with this whole topic of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Everyone, Brahmo Samaj, they split. That means they got divided into two parts. One, Adi Brahmo Samaj. Guys, Adi means old. So this was led by Devendranath Tagore. On the other hand, All India Brahmo Samaj was formed by Keshav Chandra Sen. Guys, Keshav Chandra Sen is one of the very, very big reformers of Bengal. After Rajaram Mohan Roy, Devendranath Tagore, he is the flag bearer when it comes to reformers from Bengal. And Keshav Chandra Sen formed this body. Just 2 minutes, hold your questions. Don't ask anything. Let me explain this completely. Later, guys, this body also had a division. And from this came out Sadharan Brahmo Samaj. And this split happened in 1878. And this split, the leader was Anand Mohan Bose. Now, everyone, two splits. First split, Adi Brahmo Samaj and All India Brahmo Samaj. Later, All India Brahmo Samaj split into one became Sadharan and another one continued. Now, some of you would have a very genuine question that, sir, why did these two splits happen? Now, for those who have this question, the first split happened because of difference in ideology. See, Keshav Chandra Sen wanted to incorporate some of the ideas which he had, gained from other religions, like, let's say, Christianity. And Devendranath Tagore was opposed to that. So let me give you one example. For example, in the meetings, sacred threads were allowed. But Keshav Chandra Sen opposed it. So KC Sen opposed it. So Devendranath Tagore dismissed him from Brahmo Samaj. So everyone, can you understand the first reason? That Keshav Chandra Sen wanted to bring new ideas, wanted to oppose some older things, and Devendranath Tagore did not like this. So Devendranath Tagore dismissed Keshav Chandra Sen, and Keshav Chandra Sen formed his All India Brahmo Samaj. Later, all of you, the problem was he started to become a conservative. He turned towards conservatism and moved away from social change. So there was a proposal in those days that allow women in Sabha, but it was stopped by Keshav Chandra Sen. Keshav Chandra Sen said no to it. But let me tell you the immediate reason. Guys, immediate reason was 1878. Keshav Chandra Sen got his minor daughter married to the Raja of Cooch Behar. Now, all of you, tell me, if you all are the supporters of Keshav Chandra Sen, will you not question him that Mr. Sen, all your life you said child marriage is wrong? Then how come you are getting your own daughter married to the king of Cooch Behar? Everyone, will you ask him or not? Everybody will question. And the problem was, Keshav Chandra Sen did not answer this question. He gave no justification. So anyways, his supporters were very angry that you are becoming a conservative, you are not allowing social changes, you are not allowing women in the Sabha, and on top of that, you are getting your minor daughter married at this point of time. So guys, can you see some of the supporters like Anand Mohan Bose, they went out and formed Sadharan Brahmo Samaj. Sadharan means ordinary. Majority of his supporters came this side. Everyone, am I clear? All of you, am I clear? Exact 1 hour. It is 7 p.m. We started at, it is 7 a.m. We started at 6 a.m. It took me time, but I hope you all would appreciate entire, I thought 20 minutes, but you can see it took almost 1 hour. But Anand Mohan Bose is a name, but I hope, guys, that you will understand why I did it in so detail, because I will show you in Friday's class. Last year, the question came on contribution of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Prelims questions have also come on this. So we have done it extensively. Sacred thread, Gaurav, we tie, na? Hindus tie the sacred thread. No, Tulsi, that is the same All India Brahmo Samaj. That will continue. Getting my point? Vedas Kaustubh is one, and the another is the reasoning thing. No, Zeba, he is saying maximum what you will take has to be fixed. That's the thing. Purification of Hinduism, Shyam. Okay. Tattvabodhini Sabha Anjali is the society formed by Devendranath Tagore. Rahul, I told you, that modernity was not being allowed. No, Bihar. Anjali, you can check the spelling. Yes, Megha, there can be. Those who want previous slides, please see it. Okay. Pradeep, the same All India Brahmo Samaj. Hafsan, he never answered. Guys, those who are asking previous slides. Yogender, I told you, All India Brahmo Samaj will be the second body. No, Satyam. I know last year a mains question on Raja Ram Mohan Roy has already come. So chances are less that there will be another question, but then you never know. Please see the third slide. Everyone. No, Himani, no. French Revolution you will study in world history. Chalu, I cannot repeat the same whole thing. Please understand. Now you want the whole Brahmo Samaj to be repeated. I will never be able to do the syllabus only that way. Please listen to the recorded lecture. Everything is being recorded. Guys, if you don't understand anything, put a bookmark over there and you can again do it later. That's the thing. Arya Samaj we have not yet started. Going ahead. Everyone. The next is Henry Vivian Desrosiers. Please understand, everyone. This is your page number 133, 134, 135. I'm writing very clearly here in these pages. Some poems are written. Leave the poems. No need to remember the poems. Another thing, all of you, go through your chapters and I can promise you, you might not find many new points. I'm telling you very clearly. You will see that everything was done and it is in the slide. So if any one of you has very less time and has just started the preparation, cannot read the book, don't worry. Getting my point? But those who have the time, do study. Okay. All of you. Born in 1809 and died in 1831. Very, very young he has died, which you can see here. Became a teacher in Hindu college in 1826. So at the age of 17, he had become a teacher in the college. But around 1831, he was suspended. Just like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he is also inspired by French Revolution. His movement is known as Young Bengal Movement. Why is it known as Young Bengal Movement? Because as you all can see, it was mostly in Bengal. His supporters were mainly youngsters, and this was a big, I would say, support of this had been coming from his younger audience. The students of his colleges had come and joined him. Very, very radical. Thoughts and freedom. He had very radical thoughts on these issues. Sorry, I wrote radical thoughts of liberty and freedom. Sorry, guys. Very radical in those days. So he would ask his students and his supporters things which were in those days radical. And that is the reason, guys, you all can understand. Tell me, when I write, the movement came to an end early. Why? Because of his early demise. The fact that he died very, very young resulted that he died in those days at a very, very young, because he died at a very young age, it resulted in the fact that his movement came to an early closure. For prelims, do remember that according to your Bipin Chandra, he is perhaps the first nationalist poet of modern India. Guys, again, please understand, perhaps the first nationalist poet of modern India. Please remember this fact. No, his supporters, have galvanized and started this sham. Getting my point? I don't know, Durga, what you are saying. Why do you think so? No, see, those who are asking, can you give any radical idea? See here, he questioned the authority of British presence in India. He questioned that how could the Britishers be in India? So similarly, he was inspired by French Revolution, so got inspired by the ideas like equality, freedom, opposed many of the customs which were practiced in those days. Guys, for example, those who are saying he demanded that give Indians also high posts. Guys, basically you cannot term him Anglo-Indian. His father was of Portuguese origin, mother was Indian. So that's the thing. All of you, those who are asking, very simple. Don't please, I don't want to be harsh, but think, apply common sense. Do you think 200 years ago your teacher training exams were conducted that do the PGT, do the TGT, then only you will become the teacher? Arey bhai, at that age he became a teacher at the age of 17. He became. Will anyone ask you that why did he become a teacher at 17? So don't get into this. Getting my point? And I'm giving you the objectives. Objectives you can see. These are the objectives which you can see here: equality, freedom, which he's striving for. But then again, I'm telling you, the movement died. The reason is society was not ready to accept them and their propaganda. They are too radical. Society cannot accept that. Another thing, why they failed, they did not reach the masses. The fact that they did not connect to the masses is another factor. That is another big reason they did not link to the masses at this point of time. All of you, is Derozio clear? Everyone, is Derozio clear? Radical are those who go for newer things. They would challenge the existing norms. Conservatives want to play according to that. Musharraf, the name is Young Bengal Movement. All of you, very prominent name from Bengal only. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. The title Vidyasagar means ocean of knowledge. Getting my point? Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Ocean of knowledge. Siddharth, I cannot help you. You are only one of the, who is complaining. I cannot help you in this way. You want everything. You can use the PPT directly then. It is written over there. Don't read this. Please understand, I don't have a very simple pen and nobody writes this much. You might be attending other classes also. Who is making the notes? You want everything to be written also. You want handwriting also. You want brainstorming also. Please understand, not everything is possible. So for those who don't want to use the notes, you can use the PPT. It's given in the PPT also. Now, Chandu, try to write. You will understand this. Everyone, please understand. Whenever there will be any question on empowerment of women, he will be the greatest. Nobody has done as much for the women upliftment as much done by Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Guys, when it comes to girls, for example, girls' education, he established schools. He established 35 schools for girls in those days because he was working as a government inspector of schools. He was working for that. And guys, many of these schools were run from his own money. He would use his own money to run many of these schools in those days. Last year's prelims question came here only on this topic. He was the secretary of a Bethany school. Again, a pioneer of women education. Already last year's prelims question came on this. Everyone, he opposed polygamy. And for this, wrote a book called Bahu Vivah. Everyone, Bahu in Hindi can be daughter-in-law as well as many. Bahu means many. So he wrote a book called Bahu Vivah to oppose polygamy. Similarly, his efforts led to the passage of Widow Remarriage Act in 1856. And let me tell you guys, he's not a man who only preaches, he practices also that. One of the first widow remarriage was of his own son. So he got his son married to a widow in those days. So he had got this Widow Remarriage Act passed. And for this, he wrote a book called Bidvoh Vivah. Bidvoh means Bidva, widow. So for that, he wrote a book called Bidvoh Vivah. Similarly, everyone, he opposed child marriage. Yes, Uni. He opposed child marriage also in those days. Lastly, he became the principal of a college named as Sanskrit College. Now, I told you guys at the very beginning, today only, in the morning. In those days, the Sanskrit was taught mainly to the Brahmin students. But then, he opened the gates of the college for non-Brahmin students also. His idea was that such a great, language, literature, why should it get devoid from a mass audience? So he supported that also. Last but not the least, those who are from Bengal would know, even today in Bengal, the work that he did in the areas of Bengali primer is used. What is Bengali primer, everyone? Do you know what it is? Do you know Bengali primer? Alphabets, absolutely. In those days, Bengali language had borrowed some of the alphabets from Sanskrit. So he developed the original Bengali alphabets. And as much I know, even today, the book that he wrote, Varna Parichay. Varna Parichay means introduction to your letters. This is taught in Bengali, society even today. Burn can be V also, can be B also. Varna Parichay. And lastly, he developed a new prose style also in those days. Everyone, some of you are asking, sir, can you give us a question? Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar was a pioneer in the field of empowerment of women. Discuss 150 words, 10 marker. Guys, those who are asking what is prose style, there are two styles of writing, poetic or prose. You can, write in those styles. Thank you, Ashiva. Durga, I told you, a question on Raja Ram Mohan Roy came just last year, and I will show you that on Friday's class. No, honey. How can you say that? Absolutely not. Everyone, guys, about Vidyasagar, a story is very famous that if you give him a new cloth, by the time he would come, he might have donated his new jacket to a poor man. So Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, very, very important. Prelims questions have come, mains questions have come, all that. It is, you can see around 1850s he's operating, Navajit. Pioneer of, I told you, in empowerment of women. So here it is written pioneer in the field of empowerment of women. Manika, because they were most advanced intellectually in that sense. See, all of them are from Bengal only right now. Let's move to somebody outside Bengal and let's go to Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. Many marriages, Sajal. Everyone heard this name? Break will not be right now. All of you, Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. All of you. Why this name Phule? Subramanya, write something. Please understand, guys, Phule comes from the Hindi word fool. In English, you call it flower. Basically, his family came from Mali community. That's called your gardener community. They were gardeners. And his family was involved in business of floriculture. That is selling of flowers. So, Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. And in this only we will study his wife, Savitri Bai Phule. Everyone, till this point, everything clear or not? See, he is the pioneer of Dalit movement in our country, one of the greatest when it comes to this movement. Am I clear? Okay. Now, listen to a story. Guys, it is said that because he came from a family where they had money, they had money, they were well off. One day he was attending the, I would say, your wedding ceremony of one of his friend. The friend belonged to a upper caste. So Phule also was attending that marriage. But the parents of that friend verbally thrashed him, became very angry on him that how dare you, a person belonging to an untouchable category or a lower caste, how dare you, join the marriage ceremony of my son who belongs to upper caste. So Phule clearly understood here that he will be opposing the upper class Brahmanical, supremacy or domination. Now, please, no. You are getting it wrong. Please understand, Raj. I'm not saying that the Dalit atrocities began at that moment. There were atrocities being done against the Dalits even before that. For example, I don't know how many of you know this. The people of belonging to this community, they were not allowed to enter the urban area, that is in the towns, in the morning or in the evening. Guys, why was that done? Because in the morning and in the evening, shadows are taller. So the people belonging to these communities were not allowed to enter. Otherwise, the shadow also may corrupt the other people. You all already know there were ban on them entering the temples. Similarly, a lot of time, a pot had to be tied around the neck so that when they speak, saliva does not fall on ground, rather falls on the pot. They had to tie a broom around their waist. So there were so many such, bad, I would say, practices which were being done against this community, and all this comes under your Varna system. So Jyotiba Phule decided that he is going to oppose this. Okay, those who are asking, it's my mistake. I should tell you, he comes from Maharashtra. For those who don't know, Jyotiba Phule, he comes from Maharashtra. Getting my point? Yeah, he comes from Pune. No, please understand, Rajneesh, you cannot talk about one. What about the others? See, again, all of you understand. If this is a temple, many times these people were not even allowed on the roads which led to these temples. See, what is a fact is a fact. Unfortunately, these are the, and I personally feel totally that these are the wrong things which have happened in our history. And let us be, clearer about this particular thing. And this should not happen. That's the only thing. So, and which, okay, again, not needed, but then he was born around 1827. He is born around this. Those who don't understand the word Dalit, please understand, guys. At different times, different term has been used for them. Depressed class, Gandhiji used the term Harijan. Today, you use the term scheduled castes. Scheduled, I wrote, just a second. Okay, now, see, every man, their greatness can be traced into their background. All of you, please see here, very, very prominent thing I'm telling you. He had completed his English schooling around 1847 from a Scottish mission high school. Now, as you can see, he has studied in an English school. So later, he read a book written by Thomas Paine. The book's name was The Rights of Man. And from this, he understood the principle of equality. He understood that this, stratification which is done in our society is totally wrong. And he started to write his opinion in a Pune based newspaper, Deen Bandhu. He started to give his opinion at this moment. See, those who are from Maharashtra must be knowing about Savitri Bai Phule. Those who have never heard about this great and impressive lady, let me tell you again, in making her also great, there is a big hand of Mahatma Phule. Why? Because Mahatma Phule, educated her. And later she became one of the first female teachers of our country. She was teaching. She's a great feminist, guys. Those who have gone to Pune, your Pune University is named as Savitri Bai Phule University. If you ever get the chance over there, you will see that. No, Parshuram, I don't think. I don't think what you are writing is correct, because Dr. B.R. Ambedkar will come in 19th century, much later than Phule. So definitely Dr. B.R. Ambedkar would be inspired from them. But then they will be inspired. No, that is not correct. I don't think. Please check your facts. Everyone, clear till here? All of you, clear till here? Yes, they established girls' schools in those days. I will give you a break, guys. Don't worry about that. Give me 15 more minutes. Let me complete Phule. Let me complete. And I personally think it's a very interesting chapter. Very, very interesting. Phule is very, very interesting. Great man. Great things. Now, prelims question came on this topic. He established Satya Shodhak Samaj in 1873. Satya. Satya is what? Truth. So if you see it in English, this will be Society of Seekers of Truth. That is those people, who are going for the truth. For that, this society was formed. And for anyone who does not understand, their main aim is those who are from untouchable category, they should be liberated from exploitation and oppression. Movement, Payal. Everyone, no, you don't have to remember every year. Please understand, you don't have to remember every year that I write. But then, guys, let me give you one idea. Okay, I'm taking another slide. Let's say there is a question: discuss the contribution of social reformers in 19th century. All of you, if this is a question, tell me. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, and let's put Maharashtra, in Maharashtra. Pandita Ramabai Saraswati. Guys, will you write about them or not? If there is a question, discuss the contribution of social reformers in 19th century in Maharashtra. Will you write these people or not? Everyone who is writing, yes, sir, we will write, you are wrong. Why are you wrong? Because it is asking 19th century. And they are the reformers of 20th century. Everyone, did you see this? So you should have this idea that who was at what time. So tomorrow if they ask you, second half of 19th century, then will you write about Raja Ram Mohan Roy? Second half of 19th century. You will not write, because Raja Ram Mohan Roy died in 1833. How can he be in the second half of 19th century? Everyone, are you understanding my point? Everyone. See, all of you, this is a rough slide. This is rough. Don't worry about that later, that what I wrote here. Just to show you, and I've written clearly, this is rough here. Coming back to the previous one. Now, guys, how will you liberate the untouchables from exploitation and oppression? All of you think about this. How are you going to liberate the untouchables? Education rights, okay? Education is something. So that's why, don't you think that Phule plus his wife, they started girls' schools at Pune for that? All of you, he opposed the inequality in our religious books. Everyone understand? Guys, have you heard about Manu Smriti? Have you heard about Manu Smriti? I'm just giving you one example. So he opposed, because it's books like Manu Smriti from where the stratification of the society comes. What is stratification? At top, Brahmins, then Kshatriyas, then the Vaishyas, then the Shudras. This stratification, he opposes. He opposes this particular stratification that is there. He opposes the hypocrisy that exists in the prevalent religion. Guys, what is hypocrisy? On one hand, you say we are all the, sons and daughters of the same God. On the other hand, you don't allow me to enter the temple of the same God. Is this not hypocrisy? Then what? So he's opposing all these. He's opposing this Brahminical domination that exists in society, and rather suggests that ultimate thing should be human well-being in every respect. Ultimately, human happiness, human satisfaction, human well-being, these should be the ultimate criteria. Guys, for this, he was given money by a man named Jagannath Shankar Seth and Bhau Daji. They had given money for these schools. Lastly, for prelims, very, very important, his books names. One is Gulamgiri, please mug up this, and another is Sarvajanik Satyadharma. Gulamgiri and Sarvajanik Satyadharma are the books written by him at this point of time. He is also a supporter of widow remarriage and also ran a movement for that. Everyone clear with Mahatma Jyotiba Phule? All of you clear with Mahatma Jyotiba Phule? Okay, one thing I had forgotten, just give me 1 second, guys. For Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, the page number is 135, 136, 137, 138. And just give me a second. For Phule, page number 138 and 139. Leave that to me. See, guys, see, as a teacher, it is my work to teach you more than what is written in the book. If you have to only do the books, then how does it matter? Again, I'm repeating, Dr. Totappa, nothing new you will get over there. I'm only mentioning this. Don't worry about that. Okay. Yes, Surya. Okay, all of you. I'm writing a question, or rather not a question. Let me show you here. There is a person named Karsan Das Mulji. Anyone has heard this name? Anyone in this class who has heard this name? Karsan Das Mulji. Himani, that's a book. He wrote a book called Satya Prakash. Wrote the book in Gujarati. Wrote it in 1852. Wrote it to support widow remarriage. Everyone, is this clear what I wrote just now? Is this clear, guys, what I wrote just now? Now, let's say the question in the exam comes, which of the following facts about Karsan Das Mulji is correct? Instead of Satya Prakash, the book, they wrote Satyarth Prakash. Instead of 1852, they wrote 1860. Instead of widow remarriage, they wrote child marriage. And instead of Gujarati, they wrote Marathi. All of you, can you see this now? Everyone, can you see how in UPSC they will change one thing and your question, your options will differ? This side is wrong. This side is correct. All of you, देखो क्या होता है ना? I'll tell you. I've given so many prelims. I can tell you based on my own experience. In prelims, what happens is we are under so much of stress that many times the things which are in front of us, for example, it will be written child marriage. You know he wrote on widow remarriage. But rather than reading it child marriage, your mind may say, oh, widow remarriage is written. And you read it wrong. Or you would have small confusion. Oh, I remember I had studied it, but I don't remember whether he wrote on child marriage or widow remarriage. So there the confusion will come. So that is why I'm telling you that if you make these small notes, this will be of great help to you people. Am I clear? Lastly, in your book only, one more name is given. Vishnu Shastri Pandit, who started a widow remarriage association in 1850s. Everyone, please remember this, because the moment you will see widow remarriage association, your mind will say Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. But the answer will be Vishnu Shastri Pandit. All of you. What all did we do from the morning? We did Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Henry Vivian de Rosio, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Phule, and under Raja Ram Mohan Roy only, we also saw Devendranath. All of you, can you see? We have done only 5. After the break, we will be doing some big names like Dayanand Saraswati, Swami Vivekanand, and then Theosophical Society, and some very, very small names where only 1-2 fact, every name I will be telling you. Everyone, take a small break right now. I'll bring to this slide for those who are asking. The time is 7:47. Your break will be till 7:57. Take a 10 minutes break. When we come back, we will start with the rest of the portions. Please remember one thing. This chapter will continue day after tomorrow also. Please remember, this chapter will continue on Friday. And my suggestion to you would be, if you do it in the class, half of your trouble will end. And hopefully, till now, you are able to, understand everything. I hope you are enjoying. I hope you are having no issues till this point. So let's meet after the break. Tomorrow there is a holiday. I'll tell you after the break. Goodbye. Yes, there is a holiday tomorrow. Guys, I give you a break and just sit in front here, waiting for the break to end so that I can again start. And one thing I always pride myself is in punctuality. I hate to be late. Now, tomorrow I cannot take an additional lecture because many people would be celebrating. But most probably, let me tell you, next week, Saturday, there will be an extra class. There will be an extra class next week, Saturday, because we are almost one session late. So next week, Saturday, there will be an extra lecture. Everyone, I'm telling you, today is 6th. Will be informed about that so that we can come to. Yeah. Have you heard about this? Yes. Good. Thank you. Correct. Okay. So, like we did in the case of others, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, born in a place called Tankara, which is in modern day Gujarat. This man, this great man, in fact, in the very beginning, he left his home, fled his home. I read somewhere that his parents wanted him to get married and he did not. So he left his home and became a wandering mendicant. Wandering mendicant means, guys, if any one of you don't understand this, sannyasi, he left everything and he started to roam from one place to another. Now here only, he met Swami Vrijanand. Around 1860, he met him. And Swamiji was a blind teacher. And for those who are asking, where? In Mathura. So in Mathura, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, he met another teacher who taught him about the Vedanta. Now, as the case of others, we have seen Swami Dayanand Saraswati, his objective is to purify Hinduism and revive it from its present day poor conditions or degenerative conditions, whatever word you use. In his view, the present day Hinduism has become corrupted, and that is why you need changes in that. How will you bring the change, everyone? He started Arya Samaj in 1875 in Bombay, was its headquarters. Later, it was, Lahore. So initially, this was started in Bombay. All of you heard about Arya Samaj? Everyone, you have heard about Arya Samaj? Many people, because they know it is mostly active in North India, so they think it was started in North India only. Please remember, for prelims, the fact of the matter is, started in Bombay, later shifted to Lahore, and after independence came, the headquarter came towards our part. So Arya Samaj, I have already told you guys, their slogan was go back to Vedas. That is, return to the Vedas. If any one of you is thinking why they think or why are they giving this slogan, because they believe in the infallibility of Vedas. They believed in the infallibility of Vedas. That means they believed all the truth was to be found in the Vedas. In their opinion, every truth that you are looking for, if you are searching for, you will get in the Vedas. Vedas are absolutely correct. Everything and anything written in Vedas, they are correct. No, see, please understand. All of you, you will study the books. First of all, let me make one thing very clear. Please, for a minute, listen to me. This clearly makes it different from Brahmo Samaj. Number two, guys, when you are taught ancient history, please understand. When you are taught ancient history, you will be taught about these Vedas, Upanishads, everything. There you will study much more about what everything is teaching. Last and everything, Kishan, please understand, it is not necessary. I think India is the best team in the world. You might think England is the best team in the world. Very crude example, but different opinion. Similar thing is, Raja Ram Mohan Roy believes in one thing. It is not necessary that he also believes in the same thing. So you cannot expect everybody to believe in the same thing here. So clearly, they approved Vedas. They rejected Puranas. They said anything related to Puranas, anything related to Western culture was rejected by them. So please understand, they are supporting everything written in Vedas. And again, some of you are asking, what about Varna system? Please understand, Varna system was not there in the Vedas. And in the present form, the way this caste system and everything is practiced, it is not there in our holy textbooks from the very beginning. Rig Veda does not talk about that. So all of you don't have to go into that much depth, but understand this thing clearly. Now, all of you, he opposes Western culture. Will he oppose Western science? All of you, will he oppose Western science? Remember, no. He supports the study of Western science. He supports that. Similarly, see, all of you, again I'm repeating, either in ancient or in art and culture, you will be taught about the Hindu texts. Vedas are there, 4 Vedas are there: Rig Ved, Samved, Yajurved, Atharvaved. Apart from the Vedas, you have Upanishads, you have Puranas, you have Aranyakas, you have Brahmanas, you have epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. So you have a lot of holy textbooks as far as our Hindu religion is concerned. So he does not approve of the Puranas but approves of the Vedas. Now, certain fact. Swaraj word for the first time was spoken by Dayanand Saraswati. For the first time, he spoke on this particular word, Swaraj, by, Dayanand Saraswati. Why exactly and under which circumstance did he use this word is not clear. But then he was the first person to use it. Calls for equal rights for men and women. He says, and again, all of you imagine this man talking about these things in 1860s, 1870s. Imagine how great he would be. In those days, he's talking about equal rights for both men and women. Opposes idol worship, rituals, dominance of Brahmins, criticizes caste system, child marriage, no Suchitra, the practice about foreign travel, widow celibacy, all this is opposed by him. Please understand, guys, caste system was opposed by him. No, Shyam, you are wrong. He is opposing caste system. He is totally against this. He opposes the concept of child marriage. In fact, everyone, look, one statement I am giving. Criticizes Hindu religion for being children of the children. Everyone, do you understand this word? Do you understand this? Yes, Shrimant. Everyone, do you understand? Guys, Dayanand Saraswati is saying that Hindus, they get married at a very young age. So let's say at the age of 13, 14, the girl has become a mother. Now she herself is a child at this moment and she became a mother. Husband is of what age? 14 or 15. Everyone, did you understand this thing? Children of the children. He criticizes Hindu religion, Hindu race, saying that, see, this is a very, very bad custom. And that's why fix the age of marriage for boys as 25, for girls as 16. Foreign travel. Chituri. All of you, those who are not understanding this thing, foreign travel. In those days, Hindus, they thought that they will lose their religion if they cross the sea. Dayanand Saraswati criticizes this. Dayanand Saraswati says this is bogus. This is absolutely making no sense. Getting my point, all of you? All of you, am I clear till here? His famous book is Satyarth Prakash. His tenure. Celibacy, widow celibacy. The widows were not being allowed to marry. Widows were being asked to live in a very bad, brutal condition. So Dayanand Saraswati says this is also wrong. Everyone, last two things about him. Last two things about him, very, very important. Please listen to me. Guys, sometimes this movement became anti-Muslim and anti-Christian. Now, why will it become that? Because he was carrying out a movement known as Shuddhi movement. All of you, Shuddhi in English, Shuddhi means purification. What is purification here? Everyone, let me give you one example. Let's say Rohit Kumar converted to Islam. Rohit Kumar is a Hindu man and he converted to Islam. So Swami Dayanand Saraswati and his supporters would try to reconvert Rohit Kumar to Hinduism. They would try to bring me back to Hinduism. Now, all of you, do you understand this? Purification. They are saying we have brought a man who had gone to any other religion. It might be Islam, it might be even Christianity. So they would perform this purification program. Apart from this, they also ran cow protection movement. And because of all this, yes, Pratima, all this, Satyam, that's what, I'll come to him. Don't worry. But then Swami Dayanand Saraswati, we are talking about Arya Samaj now. So this Samaj at times became anti-Muslim and anti-Christian. Am I clear, everyone? This movement at times became this last thing. All of you, I have less space here. Okay, I have some space here. Everyone, in the field of education, supporters of Dayanand Saraswati have contributed in a big manner. Anyone in this class from DAV school or DAV college? Anyone in this class from DAV school and DAV college? Okay, those who are from that, DAV, Dayanand Anglo Vedic schools or college. Can you see this, all of you? His supporters, and under this the name would be of Lala Hansraj. They started this schools and college. Guys, the name Dayanand after Dayanand Saraswati. Anglo refers to Western knowledge to be imparted here. Vedic, as you can see, their whole thrust is on the Vedic knowledge. So that would also be given here. Here's another supporter whose name was Swami Shraddhanand, had started a Gurukul in those days near Haridwar to give education to people in their, traditional form. We are done with this Dayanand Saraswati. Gaurav, that's a long story and that's not needed. For information I can give you guys, he was assassinated. Jyoti, I have not got any question from you. And I cannot explain everything if you cannot understand here. I've already said very clearly, if you are trying to reconvert people from Christianity or Islam, don't you think it will become anti-Muslim and anti-Christian? If you are trying to protect or do the cow protection movement, simple. Everyone, 2 slides, this one and this one, is for your own homework. Remember 1902 Priyal. At least 3 to 4 points. Priyanka, it's not related to them. It's much more than that. Satya Prakash and Satyat Prakash are two different books. Two different books. So don't get confused in that, everyone. And for those who are asking the page number of Dayanand Saraswati, it is 224 and 225. I'll write that there only. Page number 224, 225. Rana, not important. Remember, at least I did not say 3 to 4 points. You must remember out of these 10 points. Am I clear, everyone? For those who are asking, it is a revivalist movement, which we said at the very beginning. Only one slide. No, that is Satya Prakash. Payal, please see that. Anyone heard about this? S. Shiva, what are you referring? Which brainstorming? Anyone? Let's take example. Everyone, see here. Rohit Kumar, Hindu, converted to Islam. Now, we just now studied by Shuddhi program, Rohit Kumar was reconverted back to Hinduism. All of you. The problem is, other Hindus are not ready to accept Rohit Kumar in the fold of Hinduism, because they are like, he was in Islam or he was in Christianity, what he did and all that. So the whole purpose of this Jat Paat Todak Mandal, started by Bhai Parmanand, and if you translate it in English, it becomes Society for the Abolition of Caste, and started in Lahore. The whole purpose of this was to work to assimilate the reconverted through the Shuddhi program. So guys, those people like Rohit Kumar who have come back to Hinduism, have reconverted back to Hinduism, it was to work amongst them. This was being done, and they also condemned the caste distinctions. Please remember, we will study Bhai Parmanand later in Gadar movement. We will study him much later. Everyone, Jat Paat Todak Mandal, very easy, hardly 2 facts, nothing more than that. Important facts here are, remember who started, where started, why did it start. Am I clear? Yeah, it is in Lahore. Lahore was the capital of erstwhile Punjab. So clearly, guys, it would be in that area only. Heard about this name? Have you heard this great name? Ram Krishna Paramhans. First of all, which page number? Just give me a second. See, Ram Krishna Paramhans and Swami Vivekanand, they are in 222, 223 and 224. Everyone, please read this 3 page, and it is not 3 page. 222 is only 1 paragraph and 223 is only 5 lines. So it is around 1.5 page, less than that. Why will you remember this page? Because In this 2 page, there are some quotations given by Swami Vivekananda. Everyone, if there will be a question, the chances are always that the question will be on Swami Vivekananda, who was the disciple of Ramakrishna Paramhans. So let me read 1 or 2 quotations for you. For example, see here. One quotation is, and this I have already given in your slide. Everyone, I can show you this. Look at this quotation. I will explain in some minutes. Don't worry about that. But this quotation will help you in any essay topic of, let's say, hunger or ignorance. Similarly, Swami Vivekananda's one quotation, the only God in whom I believe, the sum total of all souls and above all, my God, the wicked, my God, the afflicted, my God, the poor of all races. Please understand, guys, these quotations you will use in your essays and you can even use in your modern. And please don't get into asking the meaning of ignorance or the meaning of traitor. Please, these are simple English words. These are simple English words, even in ethics. In all the 3 places, guys, rather than asking me the word meaning, you can Google in the meantime if you don't understand a simple word. Traitor, it's a very simple English word. Please, this 3-page. Now, how many of you have been to Calcutta? How many of you follow the Ramakrishna Paramahansa teachings and have you gone to his ashram? Guys, if you ever go to Calcutta, do try to go to Dakshineshwar, where Ramakrishna Paramahansa was a priest. He used to worship goddess Kali. Guys, listen to me a story. And I think there will never be a question on Ramakrishna Paramahansa, but there can be a question on Swami Vivekananda. You know what happened is, at a very young age, Ramakrishna Paramahansa's father died. So from very young age, he was working with his mother. And from there only he saw his mother as a goddess. So he could see the imprint of God in his mother. He was very closely working with his mother. Later, he turned into a saintly man, saint, sadhu. And in order to attain his religious salvation, he used the traditional methods. Everyone, I hope you all understand meditation. All of you, meditation karte ho? Do you do meditation? Do it for 5 minutes in the morning, minimum. Don't think about anything in those 5 minutes. Meditation. Number 2, devotion, bhakti. Guys, right now your bhakti should be only for UPSC exam. I'm not saying forget your gods. Worship whoever you are worshipping. But then devotion to one aim with which you have started your preparation. And renunciation. Renunciation is what? Tyag dena, leave everything. Again, as a UPSC aspirant, you people should renunciate everything that is not going to help you in the preparations. All of you, next month, World Cup will start. You cannot be involved in World Cup for 2 months because that will kill your, preparations. Trust me, guys, that will kill your preparations. You cannot. Take inspiration. Sandeep, I'll not get into that. That's too personal. But then, everyone, did you understand these 3 words? Ram Krishna Paramhans wants that through these three things, he wants to attain religious salvation. That's what I'm telling you, Shreyank. Don't do that. Great, Chituri. Now I'll tell you. No, I'm not saying cricket is all bad. I myself, I'm a huge fan of cricket, and I can tell you, in my interview, I was asked 6 questions only on cricket, and the fact that I had a huge knowledge on that helped me immensely. So sometimes it may help. Sacrifice Palak, nothing else. But then, guys, right now, those who are giving the exam next year, for you, October, November are very critical months. Don't waste your time. That is my earnest request to you people. Now, if you see here, to search for religious truth, that is, in order to realize the God, he would live with mystics of other faiths like Muslims, Christians. So he would live with the people of other, religions, because in their opinion, all of you, different faiths are different roads to God. All of you practice your own religion, I practice my own religion. We both are following two different paths to reach maybe the God, maybe the same God. And very beautiful line, in my opinion, a very great thought of Ramakrishna Paramhans and his disciple was that service of man was service of God. I should not write because it will be wrong here. For man was the embodiment. The best thing that the God has created is none other than man. All of you, chances of a question on Ramakrishna Paramhans in UPSC is slightly less because you're not able to form a question. He did not write any book. So his teachings were oral. So for example, he would speak and his followers would keep on translating and passing on the message to the others. So very less chance of a question on Ramakrishna Paramhans. But then very, very big chance of a question on Swami Vivekanand. Original name, everyone? All of you. Original name? Narendra Nath Dutt. Nobody has mentioned this. I was reading about him. His mother said about him that I worship to Shiva to give me a son. Shiva gave me his ghost. What I'm trying to say is, he was a very, very naughty child. In the beginning, he was a very naughty child. Now, guys, the problem is he came from a very good family, but then his father died at an early age. And then the economic conditions of the family started to deteriorate. Born on, and I want you to remember this date. Everyone, please remember this date. 12th January 1863 is his birth, and he also received English education and graduated from Mission College in Calcutta. Great one. Now let me tell you a story, guys. Yes, that's why I'm saying that this is now celebrated as National Youth Day. So you should remember this. All of you, now listen to me. What happened is that Swami Vivekananda had a lot of queries, lots of questions, which he would keep on asking his teachers in the college. One day, one of the teachers told him that, see, why don't you go and meet Ramakrishna Paramhans? He will be able to solve your queries. So Vivekananda went to Swamiji. First time Vivekananda saw Swamiji and he felt, no, he may not be able to answer my queries. And he came back. But later, continuously, he would go, and one day he asked him a question. The question was, do you see God? So Swami Vivekananda asked Ramakrishna Paramhans, do you see God? And Ramakrishna Paramhans replied, yes, I see God, and I see God in you. Everyone, did you understand this? All of you, did you understand this? Basically, guys, such a beautiful answer by Ramakrishna Paramhans convinced Swami Vivekananda that his queries, his questions about various aspects of life could be answered by Paramhans. So, initially followed Sadharan Brahmo Samaj, but later came to Ramakrishna Paramhans. And later he took this particular title around 1892. This name, there was a Raja of Khetri who recommended him that he should take this particular title. Now you all know, everyone, that Swamiji's greatest popularity is the World Religious Conference, which he attended in US. All of you, have you heard about this or not? Sisters and Brothers of America. You know, in Chicago, those who have not heard, please read about this. Swamiji was not invited here. He was by chance there. And he requested the organizers, please give me some time to speak. And by the time Swamiji had completed his speech, everybody was sure that this man who comes from the West, who comes from the East, is perhaps the greatest man in those days. It impressed the whole world at that point of time and brought their attention to a great extent to India. Guys, Swamiji is a great man. One of his best, if you ask me, his best quotation, best lines, I always believe in: for our motherland, a junction of the two great systems, Hinduism and Islam, is the only hope. Everyone, have you heard about this quotation? I, in my preparation days, used it on questions on secularism, used it, on questions on communalism. Yeah, Anandu, that's correct, but then that's not important for the class right now. Everyone, for our motherland, that means for India, a junction of the two great systems. Which two great systems? Hinduism and Islam. It clearly says that they both have to work together. They both have to move together. Great man. Again, like every great man, believed in liberty, believed in equality, believed in free thinking. And he also believed in the principles of Vedanta, philosophy of Vedanta. In fact, guys, he believed that this Vedanta will make a Christian a better Christian, a Hindu a better Hindu. So if you follow the principles, if you follow the philosophies of Vedanta, you will become a better Christian. If you are a Christian, you will become a better Hindu if you are a Hindu. So see guys, Vedanta again will be taught to you in ancient history. It is one of the 6 schools of philosophy in Hinduism. And literal meaning of Vedanta is one that comes at the end of Vedas. Ved plus Ant. One that comes at the end of the Ved. That's here. Everyone, am I clear? Now, I hope, I expect that you have heard about Ramakrishna Mission. All of you. Guys, very, very famous. I don't tell me somebody has not heard about it. For somebody who has not heard about this great organization, my suggestion is please read newspapers. Not only for this, I think you need to read newspapers in a much better manner. See, on the name of his guru, Swami Vivekananda started this Ramakrishna Mission in 1897 at a place called Belur. So the Belur Mutt was organized here. For those who are asking why, for humanitarian and social work. All of you, those who are from Bihar, Orissa, Bengal, there are lots of hospitals started by them. There are many schools started by them. They are one of the first to help if there is a famine, if there is a flood, if there is any epidemics. They help the people in a big manner. Last but not the least, I must say, they believe in doctrine of service. That's why they are doing it. That is service of all human beings. Guys, in Hindi, service of Jiva is service of Shiva. If you are serving humankind, you are serving the God. And I don't know how many of you been to, those who are, guys, if you have been to Calcutta, they have their big, headquarters over there. I've been to that place. Such a serene and peaceful place where you will see that even though they are a very big religious body, they are not a proselytizing body. That means they don't try to convert people. So Muslims also can join them, Christians can also join them, Hindus can also join them. They don't try to convert anyone. In fact, guys, at times they have felt that they are not a sect of Hinduism. They say that they are not a sect of Hinduism, as somebody is mentioning, that they say, he said, Hinduism is not a religion, it is a way of life. It's the way we conduct our lives. So different people, all from different areas, come and join. And this is one of the reasons, everyone, this is one of the reasons for the success of this mission. No, please understand, those who are worried about this, let me tell you, Swamiji believes in technology. He believes in technology. And those who are asking whether it is revivalist or reformist, Swamiji was both revivalist also, reformist also. Yes, Bishwajit, you are correct. In Orissa, Nar Mein Narayan, you can see, guys, if because he has mentioned Nar Mein Narayan. Nar means humankind, Narayan means God. In human, you can see the gods. So that's the thing. So coming back to this, guys, it is both revivalist and reformist. Because why revivalist? Takes inspiration from Vedantic tradition, follows some orthodox Hindu rituals. He also believed that Hinduism had got degenerated at this point of time. But then, guys, it is also reformist. One, I told you, believes in technology. So talks about, let's say, or he condemns the feminine passivity. Talks about, I can reuse, technology. So this is both reformist as well as revivalist. Both it is. Guys, it is very, very successful mission. Yes, they use idol worship. Guys, in this, they are away from Arya Samaj. They use idol worship. They feel there is a utility, there is a value of image worship, for the development of spiritual fervor and worship of eternal God. Basically, they are saying if there is an image in front of us, it helps us in visualization of the God in a much better manner. Last but not the least, he wrote a book, Lectures from Colombo to Almora. Krishna, we already did that. We talked about this. See here. Jiva is Uni being referred to humankind, Shiva being referring to the gods at this point of time. Everyone clear with this? Look at this quotation. All of you, look at this quotation. One book, Praveen, that's mentioned, Lectures from Colombo to Almora. Who does not understand this? This thing. Chalu initially, Sadharan Brahmo Samaj. Yes, Siddharth, no class tomorrow. Guys, this is a quotation by Swami Vivekananda. Everyone. Anyone, can you explain me this quotation? All of you, can you explain me this quotation? Those who want the slides for 1 second, please see here. Done. Anyone, can you explain me this quotation? As Vedshri says, education is of no use if we cannot serve others. Along with that, it is talking about the fact that the people who have the capability and yet not giving the society, they are traitors. Because these people who have got the capacity today, they should remember that there are millions today who are not having enough to eat, who are very, very ignorant, and they have got all these at their expense. Everyone, am I clear? See here. Yes, Anjali? Sandeep, correct. If not clear, was written by Swami Vivekananda. If anyone has any doubt here. Okay. All of you. First, lesser important name. Till now, every name was very important. First, less important name, maybe not even in your Bipin Chandra. Guys, initially joined Brahmo Samaj in 1875, active member of Brahmo Samaj. But later, in 1887, formed his own Dev Samaj. Now, what is this Dev Samaj, guys? Initially, it believed in God, just like Brahmo Samaj, it also believed in God. But later, it became a atheistic body. Atheistic means does not believe in God. Initially believes in God, later does not believe in God. So some of you will say, if they don't believe in God, what do they believe in? Basically, their belief is in good human action. Now, some of you will have another question. Sir, what are good human action? Now, all of you understand. I'm writing here. I can write ideal social behavior according to this body. Now, all of you understand. It is not necessary that you should believe whatever he says. For example, they say, don't consume non-vegetarian food. All of you, those who consume non-veg, I'm not saying that you have to believe, but then, in their opinion, one should not consume non-vegetarian food. Of course, they say observe non-violence. Third, do not accept bribes. They say, one more. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. They prohibit that do not consume intoxicants. Guys, intoxicants are like your alcohol or any of these intoxicants should not be consumed. Yeah, so ethical things. Last but not the least, all this is mentioned in their Dev Shastra, where they talk about all these good actions. They talk about, this is wrong. They talk about supremacy of the Guru. That's the thing. Everyone, not that important. If you ask me, remember the book, remember the society, remember the founder's name. Am I clear? All of you. Just two more. Do I consume non-veg food? I would say I'm a hardcore non-vegetarian. If you wanted the answer, I gave the answer. Thinking about this, I want to eat non-veg. I'm that sort of foodie. And unfortunately, my mother has strictly said, no non-veg today and tomorrow because of Janmashtami. So you can understand, for 2 days, only veg. That's the thing. I'm really sad. Okay. Everyone, just two more for the day. Yeah, Arjun. See, guys, personally, if you ask me, there are certain things which give you eternal happiness. And I personally feel good food is one of those. If you get good food, that's the solution of a lot of problems. I'm not calling only non-veg. For those who love veg, there are a lot of things in veg. For those who love non-veg, go for that. That's the thing. Yes. Okay. All of you. Prathana Samaj. Very, I would say important only. Started around 1867. Started in Bombay. And started by Dadoba Tarkdar and his brother Atmaram Pandurang. Dadoba Tarkdar and Atmaram Pandurang were the two brothers who started in 1867 Bombay Prathna Samaj. Now, your question, some people are asking, sir, why? The reason for that was Keshav Chandra Sen at that moment was visiting Maharashtra. All of you, Keshav Chandra Sen was a member of which body? All of you, Keshav Chandra Sen was a member of which body? Brahmo Samaj. So all of you, they also believed in one God. Sorry, I wrote gold. Sorry, just 1 second. They also believed in worship of one God and only one God. So basically, they became parallel to Brahmo Samaj. So whatever Brahmo Samaj says, they believe in monotheism, they also believe in monotheism. Brahmo Samaj says Vedas are not infallible, they also say Vedas are not infallible. Yes, Zeba. They draw their nourishment from poet sense like Namdev, Tukaram. Those who are from Maharashtra must have heard the names Namdev, Tukaram. They are very famous poets. In medieval history, in Bhakti movement, you will study about these people. These great people, they were, I'm writing here, part of the Vaishnav Bhakti movements in Maharashtra in 13th century. So guys, the difference between Brahmo Samaj and Pratna Samaj has to be one that this is rooted to the Marathi culture, which you can see here. Apart from that, they are worshipping Vitthal. Vitthal is another form of Vishnu. So as a god, the poems of Vitthal, they are being used by them. One slide I will not write. Please read this slide. Anyone, any doubt in the 4 points? All of you. Yes, Falak. All of you. Any doubt in these 4 points? Yesterday we saw all these. Hai. So you can understand, guys, Pratna Samaj, or in English, if you call it prayer society, they are talking about these major aims. These are their major social reform goals. Yeah, it is, in social reforms, they will all be same only. Getting my point? Shiva, the Marathi thing that I'm saying, they are taking inspiration from them, which is not the case in Brahmo Samaj. Prominent members, Narayan Chandavarkar, R.G. Bhandarkar, and later Mahadev Govind Ranade. Everyone, we have studied slightly about him. M.G. Ranade, later along with Dhondo Keshav Karve. All of you, have you heard about the name of Dhondo Keshav Karve? Anyone? Dhondo Keshav Karve. Great man. All of you, a recipient of Bharat Ratna, and the oldest recipient of Bharat Ratna is Dhondo Keshav Karve. They both together, they both start the widow remarriage movement in Maharashtra. They also start Widows Home Association in Maharashtra. And lastly, guys, the similar thing, what they are doing was done in Andhra by the famous Telugu reformer K. Veersalingam. All these people, they were related to this. Yes, guys, many times Dhondo Keshav Karve is also given the title of Maharshi. Anyone, sociology as your optional? Anyone with sociology as your optional? You might hear in paper 2 a name Iravati Karve. All of you, Iravati Karve. Iravati Karve was the daughter-in-law of Dhondo Keshav Karve. Iravati Karve was daughter-in-law of Dhondo Keshav Karve. Very, very famous. Getting my point? Now, all of you, I will only teach 5-6 minutes more. But before that, just tell me one thing. Yes, Gayatri. No, Harshita. I will come to that. Don't worry. But right now, they don't have problem. Everyone, don't you think this chapter is interesting, but full of facts? Too many facts. It's easy to understand. Let's come to Raja Ram Mohan Roy for a second. At the night. And the good thing for prelims is, keep on looking at these, only Dirozio and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Remember some I cannot remember a few which you are, and for that matter, entire history is. Many people say, sir, how do you remember so much? Reason is I'm teaching the same thing for more than 10 years. I don't expect you to, remember each and every small points, but at least for prelims, that there you are able to recall the facts. At least that much you should do. Arjun, I've already said, till date, only non-important name is Narayan Agnihotri. And I will show you questions on Friday. These all are 19th right now, Shreyash. I have not gone in 20th. And nobody is of 18th. Achal, I told you not to remember every date, not to remember every year. The names which I told you, remember only those. No issues, Shatakshi. Okay, guys. Heard about this? All of you, have you heard about this? Formed in 1887, remained till 1895. This was known as Social Reform Cell of the Congress. Guys, we have not studied Congress. We will do that from Wednesday onwards. Basically, Congress in its earlier days, remember, Congress in its earlier days didn't want to discuss social issues from its platform. Guys, Congress was like, if we discuss social issues, it might create division. So, same place and same time as of Congress, this body would also meet. Same place. Started by Raghunath Rao and M.G. Ranade. These two people started this. They carried out a pledge movement against child marriage, and they supported widow remarriage, education, all those regular things were supported by this conference. Remained only for 8 years. Later, Congress started to discuss those. So this particular body was ended. You can see here, already I can tell you a 2011 prelims question has come on this. Am I clear, everyone? All of you clear about this? See, in mains, not all of them will come. No? In mains, these are very small. Questions we discuss on Friday only, not before that. No, Riyaz, no. Leave Theosophical Society for today. Tomorrow we will start the Theosophical Society. For today, Behram Ji Malabari. Everyone, have you heard about this name? Last 2 minutes and we are done with the day. Behram Ji Malabari. He is an author, he is a poet, he is a social reformer, and most famous for working against child marriage. He worked mainly to end child marriage in those days. Please remember, guys, how many of you have heard about a case called Rakhma Bai? Everyone, he's a Parsi man. Behram Ji Malabari. All of you, Rakhma Bai, she was a lady who in those days protested against her marriage to a much older man, and she said she will not like to have any relations with that husband of hers. So guys, Behram Ji Malabari fought for her, and in those days you can see the girls, their marriageable age was fixed at 12. This was done under the Age of Consent Act 1891. So basically, guys, under this act, the minimum age of marriage for girls in those days was increased to 12. She later on went on to become one of the first lady doctors of our country. And guys, this case had become so popular in those days that had even gone to the Queen of England. And that's why these changes were brought at that moment. She, fought, and UPSC 3 years ago has already asked a question on the famous Rakhma Bai case, which was made very, very popular and fought by Behram Ji Malabari. Everyone, you can see here. No, child marriage is a big problem, so anybody will fight for that. His newspaper, Indian Spectator, and his friend, along with Devan Dayaram Gidumal, he started a Seva Sadan, a place for the living for the widows and those women who have been discarded by their family. The law came in this year, Anil. You can see, guys, Seva Sadan started for those women discarded by the society. Yeshiva, Queen of England. She heard this case and asked her authorities in India to look into this particular matter. Everyone, for the day it is enough. Last 10 minutes are left. I will take up your queries. Those who have no queries, goodbye. Thank you. Those who have started writing, thank you. Thanks a ton. We will meet again day after tomorrow. In the meantime, anyone who has any question, write your question. I'll take up your queries. Please, any query that you have, please write here. Everyone, all of you, thank you. Those who are writing, thank you. Thanks a ton. Tomorrow is a holiday. Arjun, your question is not clear. No, Harshita, person-wise. Vishwajit, do the revision, you will become better. Shivani, Seva Sadan was started by these two people to give a place for the widows and all those people. Happy Krishna Janmashtami. It's a paper, Megha. Falak, Rakhma Bai is an Indian. Shargun, if you have the time, definitely. Uni, you cannot remember everybody and you cannot know everyone. So, and don't repeat your question. This is irritating because you continuously write the same question so many times. Give me some time. I'm answering everybody's question only. Arshdeep, Queen of England means Rani of England. Thank you, Jyoti. Someshri, I did not get the thing. He believes in monotheism. He believes in one God. Himani, 1908. Shiva Sadan was started in 1908. Kishan, after some time. He was his friend Uni. I should have selected a better optional, Sandeep. Anil, I'll connect you to a mentor. I don't know what you are doing to understand this. I'm a graduate from NIFT Mumbai, Sanskar. We will do, Shargun. Harshita, again, write the mail. I cannot say that all right now. So, Sham, that's why make your own notes. Stephen, these are very small. You can see in Bipin Chandra, in different places it would be. Rana, not the time for that. Only 8 minutes are there and I have to answer other people's doubts also. So cannot do that thing. Understand? Write a mail, I'll get it done. Palak, write a mail for optional. For optionals, write the mail. Dipson, I would not have got any mail from you. I have answered every query. Please retag me in that. Seva Sadan Dinesh, it's a place for living of the widows. Uni, I have not done Raja Ravi Verma. I don't know where you got that. Kishan, write it on mail. I think Palak another. Manpreet, again, retag me. I don't think I've got any mail. If it is related to books, I have sent it to the proper channel. Srihari, revision. Rahul, if you have less time, use the PPTs directly. Run a very scoring subject in the last few years. Musharraf, he is the first only, I would say. Rakhmabai is not Queen of England. This case of Rakhmabai went to Queen of England. Those who are asking, previous slide here. Thank you, Subramanian. Chandu, write the mail. I'll send it to you. Yes, Himani, absolutely correct. Sanskar, I said write the mail. I think there are some issues. In the meantime, complete the NCERT. Don't waste the time, and you can do that much. Thank you, Arpita. Sham, write something while the class is going on. That way you can reduce the time. Yes, Sandeep. I take offline classes, Delhi, Bangalore, Jaipur, Chennai. I've gone to all these places last year. Sahil, if you want, you can get it from this thing. Your Spectrum has mentioned that. Do you have that? Zeba, they may change the things. You are never sure. They are poets, Himani. Calcutta Bhavna. Utkarsh, if you read the book better. Krishna, if you have more time, you can read something more also than that. Tulsi. 6 minutes, any query. Someshri, I would have my batch in Bangalore, I think in December, January. Kibriya, you can go through that. It will be very quickly. So, Sahil, either write the mail or on the net you can find it. Shiva, I showed you brainstorming. Use that. 2010 Ocean. Thank you, Bhumi. Zeba, many more. At least 15 more tomorrow. But easier ones. Barkat, happy Janmashtami. Sandeep, make small notes. This is the last slide, Uni. Please, after the this thing, this will be uploaded. Look into this. Manpreet, write the mail. I'll get into that. Yes, Divyani. Yeah, Koman. Any other query? Anyone? Happy Janmashtami to everyone who are wishing me. He's a founder of that. Raghunath Rao is the founder. No, you don't have any class tomorrow, Meera. Thank you, Yogendar. Bye, Ashita. Happy Janmashtami. Mine was apparel production, Ocean. It depends, Himani. What is the question? How many words are there? He was a social reformer, Bhavna. Thank you, Meera. Thank you, Kritika. Thank you, Mirzana. Same to you, everyone. Happy Janmashtami, Anupali. Mirzana. Thank you, Palak. Thank you, Dhara. Thank you, Gayatri. Tulsi, focus on that much at least. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you, Anish. Sandeep, please check. Otherwise, your one attempt will go away. Thank you, Shreya. Ocean. Sham, there are a lot of information in this chapter. Mega, the options to invest more in Britain is going down. That's why they wanted to invest their money in India. Thank you, Himani, Ambika, and Anushka. All of you, happy Janmashtami. Last 2 minutes. Any query? Thank you, Shoaib. Only write the mail. I'll send it to the people. Tulsi, the approach differs. Akhil did not get your question. Happy Janmashtami, Tulsi. Imagination purpose. Shreya, again, don't focus so much on time period. That's not that much important. Thank you, Atish. Yes, Stephen, I think they have pasted. Alone, your Raja Ram Mohan. Shreya, thank you, Priyal. Good after tomorrow. Happy Janmashtami to all of you. Goodbye. Thank you.